Thanks for tuning in to Red Belt Radio. The following episode is scheduled for one fall. I'm Jason, and this show is dedicated to World Wonder Ring Stardom. Today I'm covering 5 reasons that the Sareee vs. Syuri match taking place on October 13th is a massive fumble and might be one of Stardom's biggest fails of 2025. I'm not going to spend much time speculating on why this bizarre match announcement has been made, and perhaps later we'll find out that there was no other option. But otherwise, the decision to place this IWGP Women's title match at the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling event in just a handful of days from now is, in my opinion, a major disappointment. The following will contain concerted criticism of the choice to book this match and a generally negative reaction to the fact that this is happening. If that isn't something you feel like hearing, I definitely understand. I'm also open to hearing other viewpoints, and I'm open to the possibility that this booking decision will still somehow pan out well. But right now, I'm not optimistic. The compelling tale of Sareee vs. Syuri dates back to at least March 10th of this year, when these two wrestlers fought to a time limit draw in a truly hellish match at Sareeism 6. Then, at All-Star Grand Queendom in April, Syuri enjoyed one of the greatest moments of her career when she ended the 2-year IWGP reign of Mayu Iwatani, the Icon's very last match in Stardom. Sareee emerged that very night to confront Syuri, and the intrigue has only been growing from there. In June, at the Conversion, Sareee and Syuri once again fought like hell. And to the dismay of some Stardom fans, Syuri's reign was cut surprisingly short. Ever since, Sareee's presence in Stardom has been uniquely fiery, thanks to the intense responses from Stardom fans, who have wanted the wrestlers loyal to this company to fight back against Sareee. This story has been enhanced by Saree's 5-star GP presence and a decent amount of barking between Stardom wrestlers and Sareee on social media. And now, with Syuri having returned to Stardom and having vowed to get her belt back, the story should be reaching a peak level of intrigue. Here's what's actually happening. Reason number 5. The match is not taking place in Stardom. This story is simply one that should have been ending in a Stardom ring. All of the people most invested in this story are people that attend Stardom shows. Stardom as a promotion put forth the most effort to build this story, and Stardom should be the promotion that reaps the rewards of their efforts. While the IWGP Women's title is not officially a Stardom belt, it would have nowhere near the value it has without Stardom's immense contributions over the past few years. Stardom's Crimson Nightmare show could have used this match, or the Goddess Tag League Finals, or Stardom Dream Queendom. With a feud that has been ignited across All-Star Grand Queendom, the Conversion, the 5-Star GP, and a number of Korakuen Hall events, it is not only thematically fitting, but also cohesive from a brand point of view to end this feud at a big Stardom show. It doesn't look like they're doing that. If you find these transmissions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Reason number 4. The match was announced on short notice. From what I can tell, Sareee vs. Syuri for the IWGP title was declared on October 9th and was considered something along the lines of an emergency announcement. Once again, we can speculate on why this happened, be it some kind of injury, some kind of contract signing, or something truly strange. But the extremely fast pace that we seem to be moving at is almost entirely a detriment to what has come before. Announced on October 9th, taking place on October 13th, which means that even the most heavily invested fans, people who would otherwise have paid money and gone to see this match, might not have the ability to do so because there is no time to adequately make or change their plans. Sareee herself has only just made it back to Japan after fighting Alex Windsor in Ring of Honor, And now she's expected to go all out against one of her toughest 2025 foes. If the match quality ends up dropping a rung or two, we won't be questioning why. To simply toss this match out there as if it's an afterthought does some amount of harm. There was still an opportunity to build this up, to make this all feel epic. Reason number 3, the match might not be given enough time. The IWGP Women's title has had a bad track record of being shortchanged at New Japan shows. Kairi versus Tam Nakano at Wrestle Kingdom 17 was only 5 minutes and 47 seconds long. Mayu Iwatani versus Stephanie Vaquer at Lone Star Shootout 2023 was less than 12 minutes long. Mayu versus Mina Shirakawa at New Beginning in Sapporo 2024 was less than 13 minutes long. And Mayu versus Azumi at Wrestle Kingdom 19 was a mere 8 minutes and 46 seconds. There's a good chance that Sareee and Syuri will be expected to tell the finale of their story, which featured a 30-minute stalemate and an over 30-minute war, in something like less than 13 minutes. If that happens, it's simply not very fair and not very compelling. Reason number 2. Syuri is losing her chance at a big moment. All-Star Grand Queendom in April was Syuri's first major singles title since holding the red belt in 2022. If you saw that match at All-Star Grand Queendom, you saw how much it meant to Syuri. Being the person to end the greatest ever IWGP Women's reign is a big deal. Being Mayu Iwatani's last ever opponent in Stardom is a big deal. And when Syuri lost to Sareee at the conversion, she gained something powerful. The electric support of the fans. Syuri has been talking up this moment ever since she declared her hiatus. She has been talking up this moment while recovering. And she has been talking up this moment ever since she's been back. And now, the moment she gets is a rushed, tagged-on addition to a New Japan show. A show where a percentage of the crowd won't know very much about this story and won't have very much investment. This is all assuming that Syuri even wins this match, and since things are already a bit weird, I can't say for sure that she will be winning this match. I honestly feel like having Sareee versus Syuri take place even at a Korakuen Hall show would have produced a more meaningful stage for a final battle. Reason number 1. Stardom is trying to make it to the Tokyo Dome. Stardom wants to become big enough to run a show at the Tokyo Dome. Stardom wants to become big enough to draw in tens of thousands of fans. Stardom wants to break commercial barriers and achieve record-setting growth. This is, in my opinion, not how that is done. Stardom cannot build stories up through most of the year, generate intense amounts of heat with their fans inside of their venues, keep us anticipating the return and the redemption of a top fighter, and then cast all of that energy and momentum away. Stardom needs to build intrigue, build intensity, escalating narratives, emotional setups and payoffs, and Stardom needs to execute on these things properly. Stardom needs to be able to stick the landing more times than they stumble. Stardom needs to be repeatedly memorable, and Stardom needs to deliver for its fan base while simultaneously growing its fan base. If the company is doing this in part because they want to draw members of the New Japan crowd into the Stardom ecosystem, I feel like they've miscalculated this time, and I think they should pick their spots more carefully. Stardom has just given away one of the biggest stories going for one of the biggest belts they have access to. If the promotion does this too many times, I fear that the Tokyo Dome dream will become an impossibility. What do you think about the booking of Sareee versus Syuri on October 13th in New Japan? What result are you expecting out of this match? And do you agree that a big opportunity has just been fumbled? And if you'd like to revisit some of the history that has gone into the Syuri versus Sareee feud, you can check out my preview of Stardom The Conversion from back in June or my live stream review of that event in the description below. Both of those videos featured a guest appearance by Meerkat Ultra. If you found this transmission valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to Red Belt Radio.